Succulents and Moonstones. Olivia set up her booth at the farmer's market like she did every weekend. She arranged her succulents in neat rows, ensuring the tiny plants caught the early morning light just right. The market bustled with life, but Olivia's attention kept drifting to the booth next to hers, the one selling crystals. That booth belonged to Ember. The truth was, Olivia and Ember had never really gotten along. From the moment they met, there was an unspoken rivalry. Olivia's love for succulents and plants clashed with Ember's passion for crystals and gemstones. Their booths were always side by side, and their interactions were filled with snarky comments and sarcastic jabs. Today, though, something felt different. "Morning," Olivia muttered as Ember finished setting up their own display. "Morning," Ember replied with a slight nod. For some reason, the usual spark of animosity didn't come. Instead, they worked in quiet proximity, helping their own customers as the day passed. Olivia found herself glancing at Ember more than usual, noticing how focused they were, how they took time to explain the properties of each stone to their customers. There was something calming about Ember's presence that Olivia hadn't noticed before. During a lull in the market crowd, Ember turned to Olivia. "Why don't you ever get a booth at the university farmers market?" they asked, their tone more curious than challenging. Olivia sighed. "My ex-girlfriend helps run it," she admitted. "Along with her fiancé now. It's not exactly the place I want to be." Ember blinked, surprised by Olivia's openness. "That sounds tough." Olivia shrugged, trying to act casual. "Yeah, well, you know how it is." "Ido." Ember nodded, their expression softening. They stood in silence for a moment, the usual tension between them replaced by something new. Olivia wasn't sure what it was, but it felt better than the constant bickering they were used to. As the day went on, they continued to chat between customers. The conversation was easier than usual, flowing naturally. It was a relief to Olivia. No snide remarks, no trying to outdo each other. Just talking. By the time the market started winding down, Ember spoke up again, breaking the peaceful rhythm. "Hey Olivia, I've been thinking. Not all succulents are bad." Olivia raised an eyebrow, amused. "Oh really? What brought that on?"
Ember skifted uncomfortably.
"I did some research. Turns out, if you source them ethically, they're actually good for the environment." Olivia smiled, genuinely touched. "I appreciate that. And for what it's worth, I've been thinking that maybe I've been too harsh about crystals. I mean, who's to say they don't have some kind of energy or effect on us?" Ember's face lit up with a smile, something Olivia rarely saw from them. It made her heart skip a beat. "Thanks. That means a lot coming from you." As they began packing up their booths, Ember suddenly placed a smooth, white stone on Olivia's table. Olivia picked it up, turning it over in her hand. "White jade," Ember explained. "It's said to promote peace and harmony. Consider it a peace offering." Olivia smiled at the gesture, feeling warmth spread through her chest. "I like it. Thank you." Before Olivia could say anything else, Ember pulled a green pen from their bag and scribbled something on the back of their business card. Handing it to her, they said, "Here's my number. Maybe we could grab dinner sometime. Talk more, without the booths between us." Olivia's heart raced as their fingers brushed briefly. She took the card, her mind spinning with the unexpected invitation. Was Ember asking her out? "I'd like that," Olivia replied, her voice soft. Ember grinned, a mischievous glint in their eyes. "Cool. Text me." With that, Ember finished packing up their crystals and waved before heading off into the crowd. Olivia stood there, the white jade still in her hand, feeling lighter than she had all day. As she watched Ember walk away, Olivia realized something important. Maybe all this time she hadn't disliked Ember as much as she thought. Maybe their rivalry had just been a distraction from the fact that, deep down, she actually liked them. And now, standing there with a stone in her hand and a phone number in her pocket, Olivia couldn't help but smile at the possibilities ahead. That evening, Olivia sat on her couch, staring at the white jade resting on her coffee table. She turned the card over in her hands, reading Ember's handwritten number again and again. Part of her still couldn't believe it. For weeks, she'd mentally labeled Ember as her business rival, someone to spar with. But after today, everything felt different. Her cat, Luna, hopped up onto the couch, rubbing against her arm. Olivia absent-mindedly stroked her fur, her thoughts on Ember's invitation. "Should I text them?" Olivia asked aloud, as if Luna could offer advice. The cat merely purred, settling into her lap. Olivia took a deep breath and grabbed her phone. She typed out a simple message. "Olivia, hey, it's Olivia. Thanks for the jade today. I'd love to grab dinner sometime." She stared at the screen for a moment, nerves buzzing in her stomach. Before she could second-guess herself, she hit send. It wasn't long before her phone buzzed with a reply. "Ember, great. How about this weekend? There's a new vegan place downtown I've been wanting to try." Olivia smiled, her heart lifting. The ease of their banter was already spilling over into their texts. "Olivia, sounds perfect. I'm in." She leaned back into the couch, Luna purring contentedly in her lap. A part of her still marveled at how quickly things had shifted between her and Ember. But another part of her, the part holding the jade stone, felt like it had been inevitable. Maybe they were always meant to move from rivals to something more. Maybe, like the succulents and crystals they sold, their energies were just different, complementary in their own way. As the evening grew darker, Olivia felt a sense of peace settle over her. Whatever was to come with Ember, she was ready to embrace it. And somehow the weekend market didn't seem like such a battleground anymore.